You feel it before you see it. That shift, the way she talks to you, the tone she uses, it's subtle but it's there and you know it. She doesn't respect you anymore. Maybe she never did. And now you're standing there wondering what happened, wondering what you did wrong, wondering how it got to this point. Let me tell you something. If you feel it, it's real. Your instincts are telling you the truth. Don't ignore them. Don't rationalize them away. Before we go deeper, subscribe. This channel exists for one reason: to help you see clearly, to help you stand strong, to help you build the life you deserve. Subscribe now. Let's continue. So she doesn't respect you. What does that actually mean? It means she's testing you. It means she's pushing boundaries. It means she's watching closely, watching to see what you'll tolerate, watching to see if you'll fold, watching to see who you really are. And most men do. They tolerate it. They excuse it. Justify it. They try to fix it. They talk more. They explain themselves. They negotiate for respect. They beg for it subtly. And that's the mistake, the fatal mistake. You cannot negotiate respect. You cannot convince someone to respect you. You cannot talk your way into it. Respect is not a conversation. It's a recognition. It's something she either sees in you or she doesn't. And if she doesn't, you walk away. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, not to punish her, but out of self-respect, out of self-preservation, out of a deep understanding that your peace matters. Because here's the truth. The truth most men avoid. A woman who doesn't respect you will never love you properly. She might say she loves you, she might tell you she cares. She might stay with you for years, but it won't be real. It'll be conditional. It'll be transactional. It'll be based on what you provide, not who you are. And that's not love. That's a business arrangement. That's convenience. That's settling. Now let's talk about why this happens. Why does a woman lose respect? Most men think it's random. They think she just changed. They think something in her broke. They blame her personality. They blame her past. They blame other people. But that's not it. She didn't change overnight. You did. Or maybe you never established it. Maybe you never showed her who you really are, what you really stand for, what you will not tolerate. Maybe you bent too much. Maybe you agreed too quickly. Maybe you apologized for things that didn't need an apology. Maybe you sought her approval when you should have trusted yourself. Maybe you let her lead when you should have been leading yourself. Listen carefully to this. Women don't lose respect overnight. It's a slow erosion. It's gradual. It starts small. You let something slide. You ignore a boundary crossed. You laugh it off. You tell yourself it's not important. Convince yourself it's not a big deal. But she noticed. She noticed you didn't say anything. She noticed you allowed it. She noticed you didn't stand firm. And in her mind, something shifted. A question formed. She started to wonder, is he strong enough? Is he sure of himself? Does he even know who he is? Does he even respect himself? And that's the real question. The question beneath everything. Because if you don't respect yourself, she won't either. She can't. It's not her job to respect you, it's your job to be respectable. And that starts with boundaries, not rules you enforce on her, not demands you make, but lines you draw for yourself, standards you hold, things you will not tolerate, things you will not accept, things you will not compromise on. Not because you're controlling, not because you're rigid, but because you value yourself. You value your peace, you value your energy, you value your time, and you refuse to give it away to someone who doesn't honor it, to someone who doesn't see it. Now here's what most men do wrong. They react emotionally when disrespected. They get angry, they get defensive, they argue, they try to prove their point. They raise their voice, they demand respect verbally, they make ultimatums, and that's the worst thing you can do because the moment you demand it, you've already lost it. Respect is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. It doesn't shout. It's in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions. It's in your consistency, your self-control, your unwillingness to betray yourself for comfort, for approval, for temporary peace, for her validation. So what do you do when you realize she doesn't respect you? You stop trying to earn it back. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your worth. You stop seeking her approval. You stop making her the judge. And you start living differently. You become unavailable emotionally, not cold, not vindictive, not distant out of spite, but unavailable, focused elsewhere. You stop making her the center. You stop prioritizing her moods. You stop rearranging your life to keep her comfortable, to keep her happy, to manage her feelings. You go back to your mission, your purpose, your goals, the things that matter to you, the things you were doing before she became your entire focus. And you do them seriously. You do them with intent. Not to make her jealous, not to get her attention, not to manipulate her feelings, but because they actually matter, because you matter, because your life is valuable with or without her in it. And here's what happens next. One of two things. Either she notices the shift, she sees the change, she feels the distance, she realizes you're no longer chasing, and she starts to respect you again. Not because you asked for it, not because you demanded it, but because you became worth respecting, because you demonstrated value through action, not words. Or she doesn't. She stays the same. She keeps testing boundaries. She keeps disrespecting you. She keeps taking you for granted. And that tells you everything. It tells you she's not the one. It tells you this isn't your place. It tells you that you deserve better. And you leave not with drama, not with a long speech, not with anger, but with quiet certainty, with calm conviction. Because you know your value and you refuse to stay somewhere where it's not recognized, where it's not honored, where it's not appreciated. Now let's go deeper into this. Let's talk about attraction and respect, because they're inseparable. They're two sides of the same coin. A woman cannot be genuinely attracted to a man she doesn't respect. It's biologically impossible. She might stay with him. She might be comfortable. She might like the security he provides. She might be comfortable. She might like the security he provides. Appreciate the stability, but the attraction, the desire, the spark, it dies. It fades slowly, and once it's gone, it rarely comes back. So when you feel that shift, that lack of respect creeping in, you're also feeling something else. The death of attraction, the end of genuine desire. And no amount of talking will fix it. No amount of flowers will revive it. No amount of romantic dates, no amount of trying harder, no amount of gifts or gestures will bring it back. Because attraction isn't logical, it's not a decision, it's instinctive, it's primal, it's based on how she feels when she's around you. Does she feel safe? Not just physically safe, but emotionally safe. Does she feel like you're solid, like you won't break under pressure, like you won't crumble when challenged, like you won't change who you are just to please her? If the answer is no, the attraction fades quickly and the respect goes with it. So the question becomes this: who are you when no one's watching? Who are you when she's upset? Who are you when she pushes back? Who are you when things get hard? Do you hold your ground or do you fold immediately? Do you stay calm and centered or do you panic and scramble? Do you lead yourself or do you look to her for direction? Do you have your own compass or do you follow hers? These are the moments that matter most. These are the moments that reveal character, that determine respect, that build or destroy attraction. And most men fail here. They fail because they care too much about keeping the peace, about being liked, about avoiding conflict at all costs, about making everyone happy. But respect doesn't come from peace. It doesn't come from agreeableness. It comes from strength. The strength to stand alone, the strength to be misunderstood, the strength to disappoint someone, the strength to lose her and still be okay. Because if you need her desperately, she'll sense it immediately, and she'll lose respect. Not because she's cruel, not because she's heartless, but because neediness repels. It repels everyone instinctively, especially women. Women are deeply attracted to men who are complete without them. Men who have a life outside the relationship, a purpose beyond the relationship, a direction that isn't dependent on her. Men who are going somewhere meaningful with or without her beside them. That's magnetic, that's deeply respectable, and that's increasingly rare because most men lose themselves completely. The moment they enter a relationship, they stop working out regularly. They stop pursuing their goals. They stop spending quality time with their friends and brothers. They abandon their hobbies. They make her their entire world. And she hates it. Not because she doesn't want your attention, not because she doesn't care, but because she doesn't want to be your entire reason for existing. She wants to be part of your life, an important part, but not the whole thing, not your only source of happiness. So if she doesn't respect you currently, ask yourself these hard questions, honestly. Have you made her your mission, or do you still have one of your own? Have you kept your frame intact, or did you enter hers completely? Have you maintained your standards, or did you lower them gradually? Have you stayed true to yourself, or have you become someone else? These are uncomfortable questions, but you need to ask them. You need to answer them honestly, because the answer determines everything. Everything about your future. Now let's talk about self-respect deeply. This is the absolute core, the foundation of everything else. If you don't respect yourself first, no one else will follow. Not her, not your friends, not your colleagues, not your family, not no one. And self-respect isn't about ego. It's not about arrogance. It's not about arrogance. Being perfect. It's about having clear standards for yourself and your life, and living by them consistently. It's about saying no firmly when something doesn't align with your values. It's about walking away calmly when you're not valued properly. It's about choosing yourself even when it's incredibly hard, even when it's lonely, even when everyone thinks you're wrong, even when she's crying. Because self-respect is internal, it's not external validation. It doesn't need approval from others. It doesn't need permission. It just is. And when you genuinely have it, people feel it immediately. They see it in your eyes. They hear it in your voice. They sense it in your presence. They respect it automatically. But when you don't have it, when you lack self-respect, they take advantage of you. Not always intentionally, not always maliciously, but they do it anyway because people treat you exactly the way you teach them. 2. If you accept disrespect quietly, you'll receive more of it. If you tolerate poor treatment consistently, it'll continue and worsen. If you stay where you're not valued, you'll never be valued there. So the solution is actually simple. Not easy at all, but simple in concept. Respect yourself first and foremost. Set your clear standards. Know your non-negotiables and enforce them quietly, without lengthy explanation, without heated argument, without justification, just through action, through consistent behavior. If she disrespects you deliberately, you create immediate space. You pull back your energy, you refocus entirely on yourself, and you watch carefully what happens next. If she course corrects quickly, if she recognizes the shift, if she starts respecting you again, good, that's a positive sign. If she doesn't notice, if she continues the same pattern, if nothing changes in her behavior, even better in the long run, because now you know the truth. Now you have clarity, and you can move forward consciously towards something genuinely better, towards someone who actually sees you and values you naturally without you having to beg for it. Let me be completely clear here. This isn't about punishing her. It's not about playing manipulation games. It's not about revenge tactics. It's not about making her suffer. It's about honoring yourself. It's about refusing to stay somewhere in a dynamic that slowly diminishes you, that drains your energy, that kills your spirit. It's about protecting your peace fiercely, your energy carefully, your future intentionally, because you only get one life, one precious life, and you don't owe it to anyone, to someone who doesn't respect it. You don't owe her your valuable time, your endless patience, your unwavering loyalty, if it's not genuinely reciprocated. You don't owe anyone ever a detailed explanation for your boundaries. You just need to have them clearly and live by them, consistently, without apology. So here's the final truth. The truth you already know. If a woman doesn't respect you, you already know what to do. You've always known deep down, you just didn't want to do it because it's deeply uncomfortable, because it's uncertain and scary, because you're afraid of something, of being alone temporarily, of starting completely over, of losing what you currently have. But ask yourself honestly, what do you really have right now? If she doesn't respect you, you have nothing genuinely real. You have a performance every day, an exhausting script, a version of yourself you're playing that isn't actually you, and that's absolutely exhausting. That's soul-crushing over time. That's not really living. So do this immediately, right now. Stop trying to fix her perception. Stop trying to talk it all out. Stop seeking her validation and approval, and start genuinely respecting yourself. Go back to your original mission. Go back to your deeper purpose. Go back to the man you were before you lost yourself completely. Build that man back stronger. And if she comes with you willingly, great. If she doesn't want to come, even better for your future, because you'll finally be free. Free to find someone better, who sees you clearly, who values you naturally, who respects you effortlessly, without force or manipulation, without constant effort, without compromising who you are. That's exactly what you deserve. And that's exactly what you'll find when you respect yourself enough finally to walk away from anything less. If this message resonated with you deeply, subscribe to this channel right now. We're building a strong community here of men who choose themselves first, men who lead their own lives, men who refuse to settle ever. Subscribe and keep moving forward. Your future is waiting.